Well, I think that for us to have our 2 volunteer programs, it really makes a big difference because not everyone has 3 months or like a year that they can take off work or be away from, their families or whatever responsibilities that they have at home. And for us having our own hotel and restaurant, it really makes it easy to have a short-term volunteer program so that we can host groups that want to come and do a specific project while they're here, but also just individuals like that have a short amount of volunteer time because of whatever their work schedules are. They can still come and they go back and forth. We have it very separate, very different, so that the long-term volunteers live on site. They're there with the kids in the off hours of their school. They're more in that parental role of guidance, whereas the daytime volunteers, the short-term volunteers, they're here in the hotel, they have their breakfast, they get in a boat, they have a beautiful boat ride over. It's like 20 minutes, kind of a great way to start your day as far as daily commutes go. And then you're there in the school, so you're helping out either in our gym class, in the library, and English class.
Let them know they get down and dirty too.
If you're into cooking, then you can go and help in the kitchen. If you are a green thumb farm person, then you can come and help out on the farm. Like, we try to match it to what you're good at and what your skills are and what you're passionate about. Like if you're an arts and craft person, well then let's go to the arts and craft class. And we try to make it where you feel like you're giving something of who you are, but at the same time, we're getting something from it in return. And I think it's helpful. And just the fact that you're here and making the decision to come to our hotel and be in, this is where you've come to spend your money, regardless, you're on vacation, whether you're going to volunteer or not, you're making a conscious effort to do something where the money that you're investing in where you are is going back to a project that, is really making a difference. And in this case, it's a double win because everything that you spent here in the hotel also goes to support the projects that we have there. So, it's
very
100%
important.
Going back to Casa Guatemala.
Very,
Everything
very,
that you
very,
give. So,
very important.
Not only the donation that you make to come and be with us, but anything extra that you spend, it's all going back there. And, the kids that work here and the older people, we specifically hire people from the communities that we serve, the young people that have grown up with us. We look at ourselves as a training center so that those young people are able to get their foot in the door as far as working in the tourism industry. So, it's just a really great way to make an impact on your vacation. We all get a certain amount of time off if we're lucky enough to have a job where we can have vacation time. And, not everybody wants to go and lay on a beach in an all-inclusive resort where you just get a tan and drink daiquiris and read The Notebook or whatever it is that makes you happy, but that's not for everybody. And some people want to come to Guatemala and you experience so much and you take so much away from just being here and just being with the people, that this is a way that you can do that and at the same time give something back and feel like you're actually connecting with people and having a little more time of one-on-one in a way that you're much more intimate than just kind of talking to the person on the bus beside you. You're actually getting to know, albeit on a short-term amount of time, the kids that you meet. And then when you go home, you continue helping, because just you going home and telling about your vacation, you're spreading the word about what we're doing. You're giving that firsthand knowledge of the work and the impact that we have. And to me, you being a volunteer for 1 week turns you into a fundraiser for, the rest of your life when you go off and tell about the experience that you had here with us.
Exactly.
Just
basically, I want you to talk about Clarissa. Just how long you known her, what she's gone through.
Just tell you about her?
The process, yeah. Just tell us about her.
Clarissa's family lives in the village directly across from us. So if you go back to your footage of those big fancy private homes that we drive by just as we're getting close to Casa Guatemala, that's where she lives within that area. So her parents work for one of those private houses that are there. And she was born with partial loss of her limbs. It's a symptom of severe malnutrition, which unfortunately was the case where there's a fibroid that kind of grows within the womb that cuts off the circulation to the growing limbs, and then therefore they didn't develop properly. And so she's had some reconstructive surgery on her fingers so that she's able to have use of all her fingers, but she lost her actual leg, and she was born that way. And since she was born, they've kind of been trying to find a way to make sure that she was able to be a normal little girl. And the family that her parents work for have helped out with that considerably. When she was a baby, they got her first prosthetic at 1.5 years. And when she came to school with us, the prosthetic that they had, she had grown so much when they get into the age of cut that part out with the gunshots on the bridge. When they get to that age where they're just like growing so fast, every few months, she was suddenly like kind of displacing her hips, and we sought out help with other organizations here in Guatemala that provide care with prosthetics, and we found an organization in Zacapa that were able to refit her, get her a new prosthetic, and then from there, as she continued to grow, then they were able to have that where we just figured her back. Just wait a little second there. Those are just firecrackers. That's not
Sure?
true. No, not at all.
Yeah, but that's not a gun.
Okay, just cut that part out. I'm gonna go back to Clarissa.
Yeah, go back to Clarissa.